Party Manitoba will get set because tonight we kick it all off. The summer's biggest festival of all, Folklorama 2006. I'm Tracy Koga, and joining me right now is the man of the hour, Chris Hidalgo-Mazet. You've got the awesome task of putting together a fantastic kickoff show.
Yes, I do. Actually, it's quite a challenge because we try to showcase the best of the festival in a 3-hour show, and we have so much talent to draw from. So that it's a challenge every year.
So what will be the highlights for people watching tonight?
I think the highlights this year are the international groups that are coming to Folklorama. I think as the festival grows, the communities are tapping into their own countries in terms of getting some of the entertainment for a variety of reasons, to enhance their show, but also to leave a legacy for the local community. I mean, to have somebody come from your homeland and share the stage with you, it's an amazing feat. We have a group from Cuba, who's our headliner. They're like no strangers to Manitoba because they've been here a couple of times before. They were here for the Pan Am Games, and I had the pleasure to work with them then, and they're an amazing act. We have a children's group from Beijing, China, and they're going to be doing a number of dances. We have a world champion Irish dancer all the way from Ireland here. And then we have a whole group from Paraguay, from the heart of South America. They're here to bring the music of that country to Winnipeg.
And the viewers are in for a real treat with that one because I saw a glimpse when they were rehearsing.
We were lucky enough to see the rehearsal, so yeah, that's an amazing feat she does.
Yes, we'll keep it a secret. But anyways, getting the show on the road, it must take a lot of organizing behind the scenes.
You know what, I like to agree with you, but you know, we've been doing this for a while, so it's sort of everything falls into place. We work year-long with the pavilion, so we're pretty much up to speed as to who they're bringing, and sometimes we facilitate that process in terms of getting their visas, and then just planning and working with them, and then just coming up with a lineup that is reflective of the festival in terms of the different disciplines and the different ethnic groups. So it's a fun job.
And it's so wonderful to be out here at the Forks. We're at the Scotiabank main stage getting set for the show. There's going to be co-hosts for the show as well.
Yes, we work primarily with our ambassadors general who have been selected because of their knowledge, particularly of their culture, but also of the festival. So they will co-MC the show along with one of the media personalities.
Yes, and that media personality will be John Hendricks from CTV. And I have to take note, though, this is sadly going to be your last show with Folklorama, I hear?
Well, apparently that's the rumor going around. Yes, I'm actually being relocated to Brandon because of my wife, but by no means it will be the end of my association with the council. I hope to still be able to contribute and to act as a resource in the future. I don't think you'll see the last of me. Yes, I am physically moving to Brandon, but certainly it's a reality. I've been for the council for a number of years. I've worked with the entertainment agency, as most people know, which is Faces. And yes, I'll be leaving Faces for sure because I don't think I can run that from Brandon. But you're not getting rid of me that quickly. I've been with the council for 16 years, so I think I can still contribute quite a bit.
Well, we'll miss you, but all the best in your new move to Brandon.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're looking forward to a great show, Chris, and fireworks to boot, right, at the end?
Fireworks. So you're going to be dancing till the fireworks with Moncada.
Oh, and the theme is, of course, Hot Summer Night. So do you know how to salsa?
You know what? I'm Latin myself, so we're born dancing, so.
Okay, well, you can teach me a few dance steps later on.
Okay.
But stay where you are, folks. Grab a cold drink and sit back and enjoy all the entertainment. Coming up, we'll have the national anthem sung by the Tadaschuk sisters, I believe.
Accompanied by all the ambassadors.
And all the ambassadors. You'll meet all the ambassadors from all the pavilions. We'll have greetings from the province and our own mayor, Sam Cade. So that's all coming up. You are watching Shaw TV's production of Folklorama Kickoff 2006.
There's cultural displays, anything you would ever want to know about a pavilion, just show up and I'm sure they'll take care of you. And just so you can have some information about the admissions, they're $4 for single admission. You get a family pack for $36, which is the price of 12 admissions for 9, which is a pretty great deal. And I think this is something that is so awesome that not a lot of people know about. If you are 12 or under, you can get into Folklorama for absolutely free.
Free? Are you crazy?
Free. It's like,
Wow.
just show up and say, hey, I'm 12. Free.
I'm planning on doing that myself this year. That is my secret plan, to avoid paying a cent.
Now, if you don't look 12, don't even bother trying, because I'm pretty sure that we can see right through you.
All right, forget it.
And that's it.
That is it. We're ready to move along. Before we get started, I'd just like to say, in case any of you out there were wondering, yes, I am indeed dressed as Tubbs from Miami Vice. I was told that there were going to be a lot of amazing costumes here. I assumed it was a costume party, and my bad. But anyway, I'm delighted to be here. I'm also delighted, and I know you guys are, this is your opportunity to get a taste of all the pavilions in one place. It would take an amazing amount of time and, well, obviously not a lot of money, but it would take a lot of effort on your part to see them all. Now you get to see them all in one place here tonight. We have all of the ambassadors from every pavilion ready to come out. And what do you say? Let's just introduce them right now. What do you think?
I think that's a pretty good idea, John.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's introduce all of the ambassadors, all of the pavilions. We're going to bring them up on stage for you, starting with the Week 1 pavilions, starting with Africa, Caribbean. Let's welcome them to the stage. Coming up next, we have the Alpine Pavilion, Yodelehi-hoo. Coming up next, wave to the crowd, go ahead. Coming up next, we got the Casa de Minho Portuguese Pavilion. Coming up to the stage next, the Chilean Pavilion. Give them a big round of applause. They know how to make an entrance. Next to the stage, please welcome the Chinese Pavilion. Making a triumphant return to Folklorama. Please welcome the Cuban Pavilion. Coming up next, we have El Salvador. Come on, we want to hear you. Let's have a round of applause, El Salvador. Woo! Coming up to the stage next, we have First Nations. Very nice. Greek Islands, do I hear? Greek Islands, yes we do, they're coming up right now. They're coming up, they dropped a cell phone. Oh my goodness. All right, next to the stage, Indo-Tropical Paradise. Stopping to get a hug from the Folklorama Llama. As if that wasn't worth the price of admission. Coming up to the stage next, we have Ireland Irish. Can we have a round of applause for the Italian Pavilion, the Italian ambassadors, recent World Cup winners? And they're taking a bow. Very nice. Next up, we have the Japanese Pavilion. And the Folklorama Llama hopping Getting another hug. That guy gets more action. Amazing. Please welcome the Paraguay Heart of South America Pavilion. Yeah, go ahead and take a bow. Come on. You've earned it. Next to the stage, the Philippine Neon Pavilion Ambassadors. Please welcome the Russian Pavilion. Making their way to the front of the stage, the Serbian Pavilion Beograd. Let's give them a round of applause. Do I hear Slovenia? And of course, we also have some visitors from the Tamil Pavilion. And Folklorama just wouldn't be the same without Ukraine, Kiev. And last but not least, from our Week 1 pavilions, Warsaw, Poland. Now that is Week 1. You can imagine the amount of exciting entertainment you'll get from just these people right here. But we have much more. We have the African Pavilion. We also have the Belgian Pavilion. They have some Belgian waffles for everyone. Coming up next, we have the Brazilian Pavilion. First time ever. Do we also have the Caribbean Pavilion here? Let me hear it for the Celtic Ireland Pavilion. A big round of applause for the Chile Lindo Pavilion. Here they come. We also have some representatives from the German Pavilion. Let's hear it for the Greek Pavilion. From the heart of Europe, the Czech and Slovak Pavilion. Let's have a big round of applause for the Hungary Panoia Pavilion. Let's have a big round of applause also for the India Pavilion. I believe we also have some Korean ambassadors back there. Making their way to the stage, we have Krakow, Poland. They're showmen. What a show. Please welcome the Métis people. We also have some representatives from the Nicaraguan pavilion. Please welcome the Pabellón de España pavilion. Please put your hands together for the Pavilion of Portugal. Pavilion of Portugal. Do we have anyone back there? I can't even see. Do we have anyone from the Pavilion of Scotland? We do. Here they come. Woo! The Folklorama Llama even getting in on the action. Pearl of the Orient Philippine also in the back. Making their way to the front, we have the Romanian pavilion. Let's have another round of applause for the Scandinavian pavilion. Thank God there's only you. We're running out of room up here. And last but not least, Ukraine, Lviv. One more time, let's have a round of applause for all of the ambassadors from all of the pavilions. All right, at this time, I would like to welcome the Tadashchuk sisters to the stage. They will lead us in our national anthem. Oh, and they're here already. Please, would everyone stand for the singing of our national anthem?
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right, thank you very much, ambassadors. Let's have one more round of applause for the 2006 Folklorama ambassadors. Okay, before we get things underway, we've got a few speeches from some very important people coming up. First up, we have the president of the board of directors for the Folk Arts Council of Winnipeg, Mr. Martin Pasechka, and he is part of the big organizing body of Folklorama. So if you can help me welcome Martin Pasechka.
As I just come up here, I just have to say, first of all, in regards to all the pavilions that are showing up here, it's just a beautiful backdrop as they exit off the stage. But if we can have just one more applause for the ambassadors and youth ambassadors. They're showcasing their pavilions here in the next coming 2 weeks. Thank you, you guys, and show your pavilions and your culture as well. Hello, Winnipeg. That's it. Hello, Winnipeg. And welcome to the 37th Annual Folklorama Festival. Tonight, you join me in kicking off the largest and longest running multicultural festival of its kind in the world. Right here in Winnipeg, ladies and gentlemen. Folklorama isn't just a local festival, it is Canada's cultural celebration, and we welcome visitors and performers from all over the world to join us in this city-wide party. Today alone, we have performers from 5 different countries, plus some of the best local performers from our pavilions. And this is just a sampling of what you'll get at the 43 pavilions throughout the 2-week festival. By coming out and visiting the pavilions, you are not only supporting the festival, you are also supporting the 43 sponsoring organizations that make the festival happen. When you buy your ticket to the festival, you are supporting the good work that these community organizations do all year round. Folklorama contributes not only to the cultural landscape of our city, it also contributes to the growing economy. We estimate that Folklorama has contributed 14.7 million to the provincial economy. That figure represents all of the 600,000 meals that are served up, the 1 million beverages that are poured, and the countless hotel rooms and rentals and activities generated by our visitors, and so much more. And none of this would be possible. It wouldn't be possible without the commitment of our 20,000 volunteers who make it all happen. And thank you to all our volunteers. The coordinators that you see leaving the stage are our volunteers. So thank you to all of them. And also especially, thank you to Winnipeg for your continued support and commitment to Folklorama. It's what makes Folklorama a success after 37 years. Also, did you know that Reader's Digest, with 7 million readers each month, comb the country of Canada looking for Canada's best? And wouldn't you know it, they found us. In an article describing 30 of Canada's best treasures, Folklorama was voted as the best multicultural festival in the June edition of Reader's Digest. So thank you to Canada. Thank you to Manitoba. It's showcased. Thank you. That's it. Thank you to Canada and thank you to Manitoba for your continued support of the festival, making Folklorama the success it is today. And also especially for this event and for Folklorama, I'd like to thank the sponsors. But I'd like to thank our sponsors to the Manitoba Lotteries Corporation, not only for sponsoring the kickoff, but also for having your volunteer staff come out to man the diversity tent. Thank you to our new sponsor, WestJet, for providing the hospitality lounge and for providing the children's activities this afternoon. Thanks to Cambria Credit Union, and thanks to Q94 and Bob for being here with your contest van. And of course, thank you to our pavilions that came out today to show their wares at the ethnic market. Lastly, thank you to our host today, the Forks here right today, being one of our sponsors, for providing this lovely venue that we have here right at the Forks in Winnipeg, the heart of Winnipeg. We couldn't ask for a better location. And thank you guys for especially coming out today to see the entertainment and to give a good kickoff to Folklorama. But the biggest part also is, most of you probably have seen the weather as well, and we also have to say thank you to the weather. It turned out lovely this evening. You can't ask for a better evening of sunshine after some good rain that I know we all needed. And just before I go, you'll notice that there are many TV cameras here tonight. Shaw Cable is broadcasting the event live to their Channel 9 community station, and it will be rebroadcast next Saturday, August the 12th at 7 p.m. in case you missed any part of the show. But you are, so watch it next Saturday. And thank you to our new partner, Shaw, for this extraordinary opportunity to bring our kickoff show to all of Manitoba. Love to have you all here. Take in the pavilions. Thank you, and hope to see you at all the pavilions in Folklorama 2006. Good evening.
Okay, thank you, Martin, for your speech. And next, we'd like to welcome Christine Melnick, the MLA for Riel, to bring greetings from the province.
Well, good evening, everyone. And wasn't that a wonderful display of all the ambassadors from cultures and nations all over the world who have chosen Winnipeg to come and live and settle and be part of our community here? I think that was the most beautiful thing I've seen for a long time. I'm very happy to be here on behalf of Premier Dewar. We're always very supportive of Folklorama. You know, it's really something to be living in a city where our largest tourist attraction and celebration of the year is the celebration of our differences while we live together in peace. And I think that speaks very, very specially about the people of Winnipeg and about the people of Manitoba. And just by looking at the crowd tonight, I can tell this is going to be a fantastic festival. I understand this is the 37th year of Folklorama, and I remember when I was a little girl, my parents going to this new thing called Folklorama and coming back with such wonderful stories of how wonderful the pavilions were and how welcoming the people were and how wonderful the shows were. And it's really something to see that here in Manitoba and Winnipeg, we're in our 37th year, and we've got pavilions coming back. And it's wonderful to see the First Nations people coming back with a pavilion and the Paraguayan people coming back with a pavilion. And it just speaks to the intercultural and the multicultural nature of where we live here in Manitoba. And I think it's very, very important that we continue to speak up for multiculturalism as a celebration of differences while we live together in peace. So I'd like to congratulate the Manitoba Folk Arts Council for all the work that they do, and certainly all of the volunteers, because without everything that all the volunteers do during these next 2 weeks and throughout the coming year, we wouldn't have Folklorama. And I'd like to thank all of you who are local people, Winnipeg people, Manitoba people, people who have come from across Canada, and certainly people who have come from international destinations. Welcome to Winnipeg, welcome to the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christine Melnick. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of the City of Winnipeg, Mr. Sam Cates.
Good evening, everyone. The Honorable Christine Melnick, Martin Pasechka, the President of the Folk Arts Council, Deputy Mayor Mike Pactican, and all the special guests that are here. Bienvenue, mabuhay. Beitamu, willkommen, bienvenidos, buju, and welcome everybody to a wonderful weekend and a great start to Folklorama. I think the first thing we should do is give a great deal of thanks to those people who, I guess, 38 years ago came up with the idea and made Folklorama a reality. And I know some of them are here. Thank you all so much. Folklorama is uniquely Winnipeg and a world-class event that defines our city as one of tolerance and diversity. Over 20,000 volunteers and 43 pavilions. I want to thank all the passionate Winnipeggers who share their customs, food, music, dance, and stories. And Folklorama shows everyone what Winnipeg is truly about. I hope you all take the opportunity to travel the world in your own backyard and experience all that the city has to offer in Folklorama. Have a fun time, enjoy yourself, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much, Sam Kate. At this time, I'd like to welcome the Executive General Manager of McPhillip Street Station, representing Manitoba Lotteries Corporation, who is our title sponsor of today's kickoff, Larry Wandowich.
Good evening and thank you. I'm pleased to be here for this year's kickoff for the Folklorama festivities. Folklorama celebrates one of the most valuable qualities Manitoba has to offer, and that's its diversity. Manitoba Lotteries Corporation believes strongly in its importance to build strong relationships through community events, and this is a great event that does just that. Folklorama shines the spotlight on our cultural backgrounds and brings people from across the province together in a spirit of sharing and celebration. But most importantly, it recognizes how culturally diverse enriches our communities and how that diversity does that in our communities. At Manitoba Lotteries, we take great pride in supporting our communities in a multitude of ways and are proud to be a longtime supporter of Folklorama. We hope you all take the opportunity to visit and experience the many great pavilions and activities offered over the next 2 weeks. Manitoba Lotteries and its employees wish all the volunteers a successful Folklorama. It wouldn't be possible without the spirited energy inside all those volunteers to make this important and to make this celebration take place. I also want to thank all the volunteers in the Folk Art Council for tonight, including all the organizations, including Manitoba Lotteries employees that are here, all the employees in the tents, some of the new sponsors and old sponsors that are here. It takes time and effort from those volunteers, and they're really appreciated in our minds. And last but not least, if you look at this crowd out here and you just take a minute to look, the people down here, the people up on the hills, the best seat in the house, the people on the parkade in the back, and the balconies, thank you for coming and supporting. That's what keeps the volunteers and the spirit going. Thank you very much and enjoy.
You're watching live Folklorama coverage on Shaw TV, Channel 9.
Well, this gentleman may not be one of the performers at this year's Folklorama, but he's certainly one of the city's top entertainers. No, of course, I am with the Honorable Mayor himself, Sam Kate. Sam, isn't it incredible tonight to be part of all this?
You know what? It's phenomenal. It's hard to believe 38 years ago, a group of people sat down and created Folklorama, and I think we should give them a great round of applause and a big thank you. I mean, 20,000 volunteers, 43 pavilions. The people here tonight have been entertained, and there's more entertaining. And Folklorama, I think, in my opinion, is one of the greatest events to happen in this city year in, year out. I love it.
Well, you deal with issues about the city day in and day out, and now you really see what it's all about. It's the people, Sam. So for you, being mayor for 2 terms now, what's the experience for you?
Well, from Folklorama shows me the diversity we have and the compassion we have. And that's what our city is all about. I mean, it's all about people. And this is reality, okay? This isn't an act. This is reality. People are sincere. They're very passionate. They want to share their culture with everybody. Their food, their dance, their stories. I mean, you know what? There's nothing better.
And we're glad to hear that you have thrown your name in the ring for another term.
Well, whoever we are, I thank we.
Yes. Crazy or not?
No, it's not crazy. You know what? I've always said is that if I believed I was accomplishing the goals of the Winnipeggers and making them feel better about the city, and I believe that, you know, we can make Winnipeg a city of opportunity and deal with their priorities. I feel we've done that in 2 years. So you know what? I've decided to do it for another 4 years.
Well, wonderful. And are we going to see you out at Folklorama?
Oh, I can assure you you'll be seeing me at Folklorama. Absolutely. Probably three pavilions a night is usually what I try and do when I get out
Wow,
there.
you are brave.
There's a lot of pavilions, as you know, and you're not going to believe this, but if the mayor doesn't get to each and every one, some people get a little disappointed. So I'm going to try and make as many happy as possible.
And that wasn't a political statement at all. Thank you so much, Mayor Sam.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, and you are watching Folklorama Kickoff 2006.
We have a great floor show. Our resident Three Glove dancers, as of this year, have been voted or have been given the notoriety of being the best Slovenian ethnic dance group in all of North America by the given an award given by the folkloric group from Slovenia. So we're really, really proud of that. It's been a lot of hard work. So come down, great dancing, great singing, great food, and pastries. Those of you who have no diet problems, well, even those of you do, come down, have some great pastries.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Also looking forward to our next act. We're ready to go? We are ready to go.
Our first act tonight, all the way from Beijing, China, and they arrived only last night. And having done that Asian flight, I can tell you that these folks are really tired, but with a great round of applause and an enthusiastic response from a Folklorama crowd, I'd like to welcome all the way from Beijing, representing the Chinese Pavilion, the Beijing Youth Folk Arts Troupe. So all the way from China, give them a rousing applause, get their energies up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beijing Folk Arts Troupe. Let's give them another round of applause. Amazing. Could they be any cuter? Probably not. Now, you may have noticed, obviously, the cameras from Shaw, but there are also...
Well, if you visit the First Nations Pavilion, that's who you're going to hear and see. Ray Stevenson, part of the Walking Wolf Dancers and Singers, and it's great to have the First Nations Pavilion back, Ray.
You know what? It's an honor for us to be able to be part of the First Nations Pavilion as Walking Wolf Singers and Dancers. And it's been a couple years since we had anything to do with it, and with even a pavilion being open. So when we were asked to get aboard to be part of Folklorama, we were thrilled to do it, and it's always a big honor.
The drumming certainly is an important part. The hoop dance, though, is very, very colorful and a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah, you know what? The drum to us is a very sacred thing. It's considered to be the heartbeat of Mother Earth, but the hoop dance is always the most spectacular, and that's what people come to really see. And we will be having hoop dancers at every show 3 times a night, and on the last night we'll be having 4 shows. I believe that's Saturday.
Ray, what's really nice is that you are local. You come from the heart of the city, the North End, and it must be pretty exciting to be performing.
You know, I've been very lucky and fortunate enough to be able to travel all over the world. And if it wasn't for the drum, singing, that wouldn't have been possible for me to do. Because growing up in the North End as a native person has been pretty difficult, and some of the breaks you don't normally get like everybody else. So if it wasn't for the drum and the singing and me straightening out my life due to the drum, being drug and alcohol free, the opportunities for me to travel and come up with the recordings that I do and make a song maker and a drum carrier, that would have never been possible if I didn't have the drum there for all of that. That's what started it all.
You create magic on stage, and we can see it, but the real magic is, like you said, this has given you light, this has given you hope. What would you like to say to the young people out there?
I work with a lot of young people throughout Winnipeg. I've probably in the last year 7 different powwow clubs in the inner city, West End, North End, pretty much all over the city. And the message that I have is when it comes to singing and dancing traditional music and traditional dance, there's no room for drugs and alcohol because it brings nothing but negativity to you as a person and to your spirit. So when you decide to make that choice to sing or to become a dancer, make sure you make the right choice and to stay away from the drugs and alcohol. And for us, when we teach people at our powwow clubs, that's a message that we have.
So all in all, though, great to be back for Folklorama, and it is a blast, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is, and I look forward to seeing everybody over there. Once again, that's at the Trade House. I believe it's door number 5, and we'll all be there, and I hope to see you there.
Well, thanks so much, Ray. Look forward to it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Let's have a nice big round of applause for these young ladies in the fancy shawl style dance. Also showcased at our pavilion 3 times a night is what we call a Get You Talk Way for those Ojibwe people out there, the jingle dress style dance. Representing Opequewin Brave, Mr. Wayne Ruby. This is also another style of dance that we will be showcasing. This is what we call the grass dance. We have 3 different styles of dancers that are going to be doing this style throughout our pavilion all week long. I'd like to welcome Mr. Melvin Starr. He's one of the 3 hoop dancers that we'll be showcasing. This style of dance is what we call a hoop dance. You want to come out to our First Nations pavilion, you're guaranteed to see it at least 3 times a night. At least 2 or 3 hoop dancers per night, every show. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice big round of applause for Melvin Starr. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Walking Wolf Singers and Dancers, and I hope to see all of you at First Nations Pavilion. Miigwech and negose.
You're watching live Folklorama coverage on Shaw TV, Channel 9.
Coming this month to Shaw Video on Demand.
This is oil business we're talking about, right?
You've just visited what could be the most profitable corporation in America. Provided the government approves the merger. Provided there's still chaos in the Middle East.
Do you understand what that means? It's like somebody put a giant ATM on our front lawn.
Corruption? Corruption is our protection. Corruption keeps us safe and warm.
South America, you'll find the beautiful country Paraguay. With me right now is Henry Wiebe. You are the media contact for the Paraguay Pavilion. Henry, your last name is Wiebe, and I have to ask the connection with Paraguay. What is it for you?
Well, my grandparents had a German background or German descendant. That's why that name comes from, yes.
And you have brought to Winnipeg as a real treat for Folklorama, Los Hijos del Paraguay.
Well said. Yes, they're here the first time. There are three brothers, actually, and they have been together for 32 years, and they're going to be the musicians accompanied by the dancers, Humberto and Cynthia, and Rita and Daniel. And then, as you have seen on the stage already, Cynthia has the capacity to balance up to 15 bottles on her head.
I know, well,
without breaking them.
Yes, we saw them in rehearsal, and the folks out there, you're going to have a real treat because you're going to see them live on stage. Does she have a sore head after?
¿Tenés dolor de cabeza después? No.
Oh, Danielle, though, about the group, bringing your music here to Winnipeg, what does it mean for you?
Sorry,
Viniendo acá, ¿qué significa para usted y ustedes para venir acá en Winnipeg para Folklorama?
I think it's one of my greatest experience here. I feel very good. All the people is very kind with us. It's very nice to be here.
And I keep on forgetting, thank goodness we have Henry. And Henry, let's talk a little bit about bringing these groups here out of town, and they're supported totally by your community, correct?
That's correct. We have a tireless group of volunteers that raise funds to be able to have a first-class show at our pavilion. That is our main goal, show the best what we have in Paraguay.
Yes, and they certainly are. Thank you so much for coming to Winnipeg. Thank you, Henry. You've got a very busy week ahead, don't you?
That's our hope. So I hope people will see this and come and enjoy our show. You're going to see a brand new stage. I think when you come in, you're going to be impressed by the stage and also with the group that we have from Paraguay, mixed with the local dancers as well.
And it will be a treat. You have to try the food, see the entertainment. It's Los Hijos del Paraguay, direct from Paraguay. And the Paraguay Pavilion is located where, Henry?
At 554 Addison Drive. It's a Maples Multiplex Arena. And if you come there, you can have a walking distance to Alpine Pavilion, also visit the Ukraine. So 3 birds in 1 shot.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
tierra paraguaya, tierra noble, tierra brava, tierra donde yo nací, donde cantan los jilgueros cuando va apuntando el alba, remembranzas del país. Qué bonito es mi terruño, qué divinas son sus flores, que perfuman su jardín. Y orgulloso voy cantando por el mundo, pregonando las bellezas que hay en mí. Viva el bravo Paraguay, ay, 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 viva el bravo Paraguay. Adelante Paraguay, esa alegría. Mi bandera azul y roja en el blanco se destaca con encaje ñandutí. Yo te quiero, yo te abrazo y en las noches estrelladas yo tan solo pienso en ti. Qué bonito es mi terruño, qué divinas son sus flores que perfuman su jardín. Y orgulloso voy cantando por el mundo, pregonando las bellezas que hay en ti. Viva el bravo Paraguay, ay, 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 viva el bravo Paraguay. Paraguay, ¡viva! En un barrio de Asunción, gente viene y gente va, ya está llamando el tambor, la galopa va a empezar. 3 de febrero llegó el patrón señor San Blas, ameniza la función, la banda de Trinidad. Debajo de la ramada ya está formada la rueda, y salen las galoperas, la galopa a bailar. Luciendo el club verá, zarcillo de 3 pendientes, alivios de terramales y el rosario de coral. Sigue tu danza hechicera, mueve tus plantas desnudas, cimbreando la cintura en tu promesa de amor. La morena galopera de la estirpe indolatina luce dos trenzas floridas y viste de buey de sobre su cabeza erguida lleva en cántaro nativo agua para el peregrino, la hermosa mitad cuñada. Así sigue la función, al compás de la galopa, suenan alegre las notas, evidente del pistón. Mientras se oye el zumbido del bombo y los platillos, va quejándose el trombón y redoblando el tambor. Sigue tu danza hechicera. Soy tu ardiente soñador, dame un poco de agua fresca de tu cántaro de amor. Dame un poco de agua fresca de tu cántaro de amor. ¡Hey, qué! ¡Eso!
watching Folklorama 2006 all week long on Shaw TV.
Well, new this year is the Brazilian Pavilion, and if you venture there, you are going to see this group here, Viva Capoeira, and it's all because of Paulo Albuquerque. You brought capoeira here to Winnipeg, and Winnipeggers are wondering, what is it?
Capoeira, it's a Brazilian martial art, but involved and combined like you know, music, flips, acrobatic, and it's a lot of fun.
I first saw it at the Children's Festival, and I was blown away, Paulo. I'm so excited that it's now here in Winnipeg, and it's great that you brought the company here.
Yes, we now have been, you know, training hard to, you know, do this show 3 years. Have been here and teaching all my students, and we are all ready to go.
And we're very proud to say there's some Winnipeggers in the group. We have Arden here and Warren. Now, Arden, how did you get hooked on this?
I saw it in Germany when I was visiting, and I came back and I searched on Google, and I found that Winnipeg had a capoeira group, and I started right away. And for 3 years now, I'm addicted. So.
Is it easy, Warren?
Not at all. It takes a long time and a lot of perseverance, but it's a lot of fun.
Now, this young gentleman here is Paulino. Welcome to Winnipeg. You've been here for 3 months from Brazil. And what do you know in English so far?
Hi.
Hi. Well, that's a good start. That's very good, because we're known as friendly Manitobans, so hi is good. But this is your son, Paulino, so is he being part of the group too as well?
Yes, he's playing drum, play a little bit capoeira, you know, because I was so busy, you know, in Winnipeg, I did not teach him much. So now I start to teach him, and he's doing good.
Being here in Winnipeg, Paulo, part of the Winnipeg community, but you're bringing your own culture here. What does it mean to you?
That's very important to show, you know, in Brazil there's not only violence and kids in the street, you know. There's, you know, a lot of good stuff to do, like capoeira, jiu-jitsu, you know, health food, and, you know, it's good to have the, you know, you'll be able to show, you know, good things from your country. So I'm really happy to be here and share a little bit of my culture with everybody here in Winnipeg.
And I'm so proud that Arden and Warren, you've joined in. So what's the experience been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. You know, I've gone from being a very awkward young man to being able to, you know, do handstands and a little bit of a flip, and you know, do some martial arts and get really strong and gain confidence actually in myself. So it's been an awesome experience, especially learning the music for the last year. So.
And now you can impress the chicks now, Warren?
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm here.
Everybody get out to see the Brazilian Pavilion. Warren's going to do some amazing tricks for the girls out there. So check them out. Brazilian Pavilion open on week 1 at the Glenwood Community Center, 27 Overton.
Vou falar
watching live Folklorama coverage on Shaw TV, Channel 9.
Now playing on Shaw Video On Demand.
He's got the look. He's got the charm. Unfortunately,
Live with your parents.
Matthew McConaughey.
Is that a problem? No.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
He's smart, sweet, he's cute. How cute? Cute.
Failure to launch. Now on demand. Enjoy the comforts of home when you rent with your remote.
It'll take a stick of dynamite to get me out of my parents' house.
Woohoo! The evening's heating up. Viva Capoeira. Do you think you could do that now, Ron?
No, I don't think so. I have never, wouldn't even try.
I don't think those guys have bones in their bodies.
They definitely have lots of muscles and stretch, that's for sure.
Well, you're going to need lots of muscle for the next 2 weeks. Ron Goche is the executive director for Folklorama, and there's so much happening, right?
Oh, absolutely. We have 5 new pavilions this year. We have the Brazilian Pavilion, who just performed. They're a first-time pavilion. We have the First Nations Pavilion, which is also new, being put on by the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs. Returning from a 5-year absence is the Cuban Pavilion, and their headline group, Mancata, will be performing later here tonight, as well as the Chinese Pavilion and then Paraguay, heart of South America.
So many pavilions, so much to see and do, but how can we see everything?
Well, of course, we have our travel guide. It's new this year. It's smaller, and it's also more of a souvenir piece. We're having our Stamp Your Way Around the World, where you can go to every pavilion and get a stamp at each pavilion like we did in the old passport. It doesn't get you in, but you can still buy a family pack for $36 or pay $4 at the door.
And you know what? Tonight is fabulous. The crowd out here is awesome. I know that we had some very unpredictable weather this morning.
Yeah, when we were here busy setting up and doing some final details, it was pouring on us this morning, but the weather's turned out great. The crowd is actually larger already at this time than it was last year, and we have probably another 3,000-4,000 coming on for Mancata and the fireworks.
And it's a great way to see some of the fantastic entertainment. I have to say, up until now, we saw a lot of great international acts, but some wonderful local acts, the Wolf Singers and Dancers.
Oh, absolutely. And we, of course, we have a polo dance group, which has a large following, Hungarian Capistran, which is also a very good group at the Hungary Pannonia Pavilion. And later on, we also have the world step dancing champion all the way from Ireland.
So still more to come, but you know what, Ron, this is your first year as being executive director, so what has it been like for you?
Oh, it's been awesome. The pavilions are ready to go, and we're ready to serve up 14 days of hot summer nights.
Are you going to survive?
Oh yeah, I'm an old veteran at that. You just have to pace yourself.
All right, well, thanks so much once again, and I guess we're on with the entertainment. So you are watching Shaw TV's production of Folklorama Kickoff 2006.
You're watching Folklorama 2006 all week long on Shaw TV.
TV presents Safeway Gold Eyes Baseball. Stay tuned to Shaw Channel 9 all season long as we broadcast 30 games live from Can West Global Park. Tune in August 15th when the Gold Eyes take